Happy Friday, everyone. And what a happy Friday it is. We are live in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. And I don't know about you, but it seems like the air smells just a little bit freer around here in Mississippi today, Sean.
Why is that, Lindsay?
Well, I'm so glad you asked.
I figured we were gonna start it off with this, so go ahead.
That is because the House Education Freedom Act,
hmm
after almost 5 hours of debate
Yep.
on the House floor yesterday, did pass.
And what is the House for the people that are not glued to this?
Oh, well, there's
every
so
day?
much. I don't think you want me to go into all the detail. It's
Not all the
500.
details, but
It is 500 pages of wonderful things
Okay.
for Mississippi schools, Mississippi children, Mississippi families.
So Mississippi kids are finally going to learn to read now.
You know,
I'm just kidding.
we can read better than most other
We can,
places
I
right
know.
now.
It was a bad joke. No, she's.
But you know what they're going to do also is put in a math test to make our math scores better, like we did our reading. We're going to do the same thing for math.
So we're going to be able to add too.
We're going to be able to add,
That's
and
awesome.
we're going to be able to actually, I guess, read better. Maybe some people can learn how to read a bill.
Oh.
Because right now, maybe some of our legislators can learn how to read a bill.
Well, I imagine most people on the street are not worried about, I don't read bills. I mean, that sounds horrible. You're like the only person that does this.
Well, I mean, then don't.
3 other people.
Then don't advocate for something or advocate against something if you don't know what it says.
Well, I think a lot of times, the internet is full of, what's it called, misinformation, disinformation. There's a different way.
Lies.
Yeah, so I mean, nobody really, nobody's gonna
You need to pull the mic closer to your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna sit down and read any bill. I don't mean just this, any bill.
I am.
Yeah, you're
I care about my kids, and I want to know what's happening.
Right.
I want to be informed, just like everyone should want to be.
Yeah. Well, for those of you that have not read the bill and spent hours and hours on it, Lindsay, can you briefly explain it to everybody?
Well, there's a Senate bill and there is a House bill. Now, the Senate bill is very weak. It doesn't change very much, but what it would do is it would stop a school district from holding a child hostage if another school district has accepted that child. The homeschool district where they're zoned for would not be allowed to keep them there if they had been accepted in another school district. Now, what the House bill will do, it is a robust omnibus bill that contains a ton of things. It will do the same with the portability. It would not allow schools to hold children back if they've been accepted elsewhere. It would also allow public to private. They would implement 12,500 of what they are calling Magnolia savings or Magnolia education accounts. Year one, it would be phased in, but this would allow parents to decide where their child is best educated and use those funds. Those funds would follow the child, funding students, not systems. Parents who know their kids best would get to decide where their children should be educated.
Okay. So in a nutshell, you can try to go to another school if yours sucks.
Yep.
That's not really what it is. Right?
And you know what? When everybody starts to leave, which there's not going to be a mass exodus the way they are saying there will be, it's just not going to happen. But if that were to happen, shouldn't we look at that school and wonder why everybody wants to leave it?
That'd be a good thing. It's just like if nobody shows up to a certain bar, that bar sucks.
Right? I mean, the free market works. We know this. The free market works.
Well, I think that's a good thing. I'm glad they passed it. I've always been an advocate for, I think if you're in a crappy school, like it's not the kids' fault. They don't get to choose where their parents live or where their living circumstances, wherever they may be. I know that so many people in the community are, upset about it. It seems at least by looking at social media. And then I see a lot of teachers are against it and all that.
Well, the teachers have been misled, to say the least.
And I've told you this before, and I always think it's interesting because it's always been, Democrats are against it.
And it would help them more than
I mean, well, if you're talking about like in the inner city and stuff, for sure, but they want to maintain the public school industrial complex. It's always been my objection with that position. And then the suburban Republicans seem to be against it for various reasons, property values and this, that, and whatever. I mean, so a host of reasons that have been stated over and over through the history of the state, I think.
Well,
so that's so they're kind of like an interesting political united force, like suburban Republicans and Democrats against this, and then there's the other group of Republicans,
and then there's the real conservatives like me,
and the president is for it, obviously.
The president, every single statewide elected official in the state of Mississippi. I mean, other than maybe Delbert and then possibly Sean Tindall, who gives a crap what he thinks, but every single one of them has come out in support of this. then it should be something people are looking at and thinking, hey, there might be some teeth to this. Maybe we should pay attention.
Maybe so. Well, what? So now it goes to the Senate, and what's the likelihood of
Now
success
it
there?
goes to the Senate. Look, everybody thinks the Senate is just going to let it die. I disagree. Our speaker has made it very clear that this is his hill to die on. This is his top priority, and he will do anything and everything to make sure that we get something this session. I think we will at least get the portability part of it, that the schools can't hold a child back. But I also think that if the Senate wants the House to work with them on anything that they are hoping to get done this session, that they better start to come to the table and let's have some conversations.
Sounds good. So when does it go for? And I don't even know this, but for when does it go to the Senate? When does that
So
happen?
it's already been sent over to the Senate. Well, actually, they held it on a motion to reconsider. I did not watch this morning. I'm sure that's probably they probably called that up and dismissed it, whatever. And so it'll be sent over to the Senate. Then it will be referred to the Senate Education Committee. And then we'll just have to wait and see when they call the next Senate Education Committee meeting. Of course, everybody, I will let you know. I'm
I'm
on
sure
it.
you
I'm
will.
watching. And when that happens, it's up to the chairman of the Education Committee. Chad McMahon's on the Education Committee. Chad McMahon,
He's for it. It seems like, right?
he's for the portability that
I
the
got
Senate
you.
put out.
I
But
heard that some speech he gave. I
yeah,
can't remember what it was.
y'all better call that bill up over there in that Education Committee.
So this process, like this, we can expect this the next few weeks, I guess.
Yes, I'm not. I don't have it in front of me. I don't know what the first deadline is, but there is a deadline of it having to come out of the Senate Education Committee. You got to go through a million hoops and
Sure.
loops, and people that don't understand how a bill becomes a law, go back to Schoolhouse Rocks and Bill on Capitol Hill. Y'all need to refresh your memory on that.
So,
But it's difficult to get it done.
and we know Tate's going to sign it. So
He's already said he will absolutely sign it.
So there you go. Well, good luck. I hope it happens for you guys. You guys worked
Me
hard.
too. Look,
See, I heard Russ explain it so eloquently. He actually, yesterday, he sounded like he was for student loan forgiveness, which
you
I
keep
thought was
saying
really
that.
interesting. That's the way he kind of used that analogy there. For a
He
minute.
told
Like,
you that's not what he
I
said.
think that's kind of what he used there with the private money going to public, or the public money going to private entities. He was making the analogy there, and Russ may have turned over a new leaf there. And
It is not
he's
unconstitutional.
joining our side, and he's for student loan forgiveness.
No,
So.
he's not. Russ, I'll hurt him for you.
Anyway, y'all, I am not an expert on school choice. I'm just here making jokes. I'm here to talk about the another story that's been pretty big in the metro area this week, and it's the Chokwe Lumumba Jody Owens, what do you call it?
Are they still
Scandal
around?
affair. Yeah, I mean, about the yacht party, everything that's been kind of infamous for the last nearly 2 years. And I'll just recap: Jody Owens and Chokwe Lumumba were indicted in federal court
They were
in
on a
November of
boat.
2024 because they had accepted bribes from, or allegedly accepted bribes from FBI
Allegedly.
agents that had posed as real estate developers to redevelop the convention center hotel, which we all know, anybody that has reached the age of 6 knew that project probably was never going to work, as long as they've been trying to work on a convention center hotel. And the Angelique Lee, Aaron Banks were also former city councilmen, were ensnared in that thing.
She got to go shopping though.
She did. She went shopping. So Jody Owens has filed a motion for 2 things, actually. It's called, Lindsey, it's outrageous government conduct and entrapment. And what he's trying to do.
Outrageous government conduct.
Yeah. And so,
wasn't that the whole Biden administration?
Right. Well, so he's trying to say that the government entrapped him and that they committed outrageous conduct to get him to be bribed, basically is what it boils down to. And he's saying that occurred through taking him to several parties, flying him to Nashville, getting him drunk, like drunkety drunk. Like they got him real drunk. Like there's some really good pictures, y'all, in this motion with like him passed out. And like the FBI agents opening they got like a frat boy fridge. It's got, well, I don't know.
This
it's got
is
like
his motion, right?
It's his motion, but
he's like putting himself out there drunk as a skunk.
He is. He's like, yeah, he's drunker than anything. And he's saying, man, that they knew that he was an alcoholic. And
so he's admitting he's an alcoholic.
Yeah, that's
and
what I was
this man
about.
Is still the DA.
I mean, there's a thing called the lawyer's assistance program. And I was wondering, like, does he get referred to that now because he's admitted to that in a court filing? I don't know.
I mean, can somebody not call the bar?
Well, that's what I think would happen now, because I'm glad you brought that up. So I was discussing that with some of the lawyers. Now, he's admitted to being an alcoholic in the court filing, or having a problem with alcohol, whichever way you want to term that. And there's a thing called the Judges and Lawyers Assistance Program, because lawyers are drunks, y'all, and there's actually an assistance program that the bar has because we
Yeah,
all have
they are.
alcohol problems. If you practice law and deal with the stuff we deal with, you can see why we drink. And and so
I answer your phone. I'm well aware.
Yeah, there you go. So I mean, they refer members of the bar to this if they have a substance abuse problem.
Bridget Todd, there you go.
Right.
Get on that, girl.
So I don't know the procedure for that. Unfortunately, I've not been admitted to the lawyer. I'm surprised that I haven't, over the years, especially my drinking days, my harder drinking days, when I was younger. But I don't know how they refer people to, but a few lawyer friends of mine were discussing this and saying, like, okay, so he's admitted to being an alcoholic. Does he automatically pass go and not collect $200 and go to the lawyer's assistance program? Like, I don't know how that works.
I don't know how he's still the DA. That's my problem with it.
It's an interesting thing, but this whole thing is based on him saying that he was coerced essentially into committing this crime. And because they got him drunk and they took him to a strip club and they kept on pushing him. It's kind of, Lindsay, like, you got a bunch of kids, so you'll understand this.
Yes, I do. I have a bunch of kids.
You got a bunch of kids. So it'd be like, if, one of your kids, if they've ever said, like, okay, I did it, but he made me do it. Like, have you heard that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, that's what
that's childlike behavior.
And that's what entrapment is.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure I remember Jody Owens turning to Chokeway and saying, I've already looked them up. They're not the FBI.
That's one of the funniest things too in there. Yeah, we'll get to all that. I love that stuff. So yeah, he's saying, but I did it, but he made me do it. And that's kind of what entrapment is. Now, what he's doing here, and I'm not going to get technical because I'm bore everybody. He's trying to get the judge to throw it out on a matter of law. But that rarely happens. So ordinarily it's going to go to a jury, right? They're going to get a jury instruction on entrapment. And when they get the jury instruction, the jury's going to do what you or I would do, or any normal person, be like, wait a second. You're saying the FBI got you drunk and so you bribe people?
Did they tie you up, open your mouth, and pour alcohol down your throat?
That's what you have to argue that to the jury. And I was joking yesterday, like, I'd love to be a prosecutor again and try that one, throw the yacht video on and then them say, look, he said he did it, but he got drunk. Like, it's so ridiculous that
I feel like when you were still on the show with Clay and all this broke, that y'all talked about this would be the only way out, would be like an entrapment. And I remember you talking about how it would almost be impossible.
Yeah, it works. It's so rare that this works because, I mean, essentially you have to say, as part of an entrapment defense,
you have to make yourself look like a fool, evidently.
Well, you have to say you did it. You have to admit to doing it. And it's generally in like drug buy cases. There's a lot of that, like narcotics cases, where this defense is used.
Well, there's a lot of drug money in this case.
Seems like that. So,
allegedly.
But there's so many, but also,
and a whole DA and a cow.
And the cow. Well, then but as part of this entrapment, though, you get to put on evidence that the government entrapped you, but then they get to put on what's called evidence of your predisposition to commit a crime. And what that means is all the bad stuff you did that they hadn't told everybody about yet. So like they're going to put on stuff like, hey, this is the part in the indictment when it says that he was washing drug money at the DA's office. Like, all that stuff's going to go before the jury. I mean, because they're going to say that's our predisposition. And even though that conduct occurred after he was involved in the scam, I'm sure there's evidence they have of prior stuff that they're going to use to say he was predisposed. So you open a door to that, which is very dangerous, I think, for the defendant. That's why it never works. Also, the way people look at things, Lindsay, and I'm sure you look at this way too. You're going to tell me you did it, but you got forced to do it. I mean, it just doesn't.
What does this do for Chokeway's case? Because Chokeway still says he's completely innocent.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I don't know what he does, and let's theorize that on the next segment. We'll be back here on the Lindsey Beckham Show. Beckham Show.
.1039 WYAB. Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us at our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Get ready, Louisiana. Johnny's Pizza House is turning up the heat with our sweet the swamp pizza. Packed with crawfish, shrimp, a taste of crab, andouille sausage, bell peppers, onions, jalapenos, and a blend of Cajun spices, all smothered in delicious mozzarella cheese. It's the perfect bite of the bayou and the perfect meal for any Cajun crave. Try our Cajun Flint or dive into a sweet the swamp pizza bowl. A taste of Louisiana flavor is waiting on you. Let's share a slice today at Johnny's Pizza House.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Doctor, the AC doctor, what's your diagnosis? My whole house was hot as a fever. Now my house is frozen, cause my air conditioning's on. Doctor, my AC's broken. Doctor, the AC doctor, he healed my house, bless my soul.
The AC Doctors is your one-stop provider for air conditioning and heating installation, service, and repair. Contact us for money-saving repairs and lower energy bills.
Doctor, the AC doctor, heal my house, bless my soul.
Google the AC Doctors and get some relief today. TheACDR.com.
Smart business owners will tell you the best time to start a new business is now. Whether you're thinking of starting a new business or expanding an existing one, the perfect location is the Cotton Exchange Plaza in Flora. Over 13,000 cars will pass by your business each and every day on Highway 49. Space is available now, so what are you waiting for? Call the Cotton Exchange Plaza at 601-879-3503 to find out how you can expand your business today. The Cotton Exchange Plaza in Flora, where we mean business.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Looking to elevate your ride? Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck have you covered. From rugged bumpers to sleek step bars, Weston's top-notch accessories will transform your truck into a head-turner. And at Rick's Pro Truck, we specialize in custom installations that bring your vision to life. Visit us today for expert advice and unbeatable deals. Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck, where your truck's potential comes alive. Weston and RPT. Trucks.
And we're back on the Lindsey Beckham Show talking about the FBI likes to party, y'all. They really like to party. So if you haven't had a chance to see the new filing by District Attorney, Hinds County District Attorney Jody Owens, where he claims that the FBI got him drunk, and made him engage in.
Made him get on a boat.
They got on a yacht in Miami. They went to.
Made him take all that.
They
cash.
went to Tootsie's, which is a really great strip club. It's in Miami. It's kind of close to the Dolphins stadium.
What?
I'm just saying it's very popular with the Dolphins players.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know, but the
better not.
they went to Tootsie's. They gave the mayor $5,000 so he gets some lap dances.
They made him take $5,000. They made those women come put their booties all on him. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they've got photographs of that we have not seen yet. You know, there's photographs.
I bet they tied him up.
Yeah, they might have tied him up.
You're
a bad little chokeway. You're a bad little chokeway. Just beat
Ridiculous.
him. Anyway.
No, I mean, I bet the FBI agents tied him up because it's entrapment, right?
Oh, it's entrapment. Yeah, they were entrapped. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's the standard of entrapment and they got you drunk, and they took you to the strip club, every guy in America would be entrapped. Like they would literally, every man in America is going to
Every man.
I mean, pretty much. You're like, can I go to Tootsie's and get like high end alcohol? Like most guys are going to fall for that. They're like, oh, you want me to bribe somebody? No biggie. Give me the 2-for-1 dance and some, and some Johnny Walker Blue. I mean, that's what people are going to do.
Blue. I thought it was black.
The blue is the expensive one. I don't have that because I can't afford it.
I thought the black was the expensive one.
The black's like the mid range. The blue is the really, really nice stuff. I'm sure Jody and Chokeway got plenty of that.
I'm good over here.
From at the courtesy of our tax dollars, but well spent, I think.
Well spent.
I mean,
I disagree.
I mean, come on, how entertaining is it? I'd pay a little extra in taxes for this kind of scandal to watch this stuff. I mean, it's really kind of.
You love this far too much.
I do.
By the way,
it. It's so fun. I mean, just the utter stupidity of it is what just and the arrogance of it.
You know what I want to talk about? There was talk of passing legislation that would prohibit someone from staying in office,
right?
If they're or if there are charges that have been brought,
if they've been indicted, right?
If they've been indicted,
yeah.
That's a slippery slope, though.
Sure.
Because then you have this political prosecution
yep.
of candidates or people who are in office just because of political reasons.
Yeah. So then everybody that you don't like them gets indicted and they have to step aside. I agree. That's happened. I mean, obviously, all President Trump's cases.
Right.
Justice Diaz in this state 20 years ago, that happened to him. And he had to, because he was a member of the Supreme Court. And so he had to take a leave of absence. And that happened there. And he ended up being innocent. So, I mean, yes, that is a very good point. That's the danger that you run into.
Yeah.
What I think, though, with Jody especially, is the statements they've got him making on those FBI recordings are so outlandish as to his job that it almost is kind of, at least I would think the bar would have to do something. They have not done anything. But I mean, he makes statements about, I believe it says something to the effect of like washing dope dealer money at the DA's office and things like that. That is something that impacts what he's doing as district attorney. And I think that's the danger there.
Well, he even made the comments that he could fix your case.
Yeah, I think he did say something to that effect. So, I mean, what do you do?
Poor cows too. I mean, I just worry about the cows.
And we've all known this now for almost 2 years. And I think
has it been that long?
In May, it will be.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years.
Time is flying.
But I think so. That's the, that puts a lack of confidence in the justice system in Hinds County because you see this kind of stuff. And so that's the danger there for sure. But I see what you're saying. And I agree with what you're saying, because I think then it could be used in other ways. So I don't know what you do. I mean, I guess you wait till somebody's found guilty, and that's our system. And then they're.
But in the meantime, how many cases is he fixing, or how many dope boys is he making sure that they don't get in trouble?
I got a feeling that the FBI's got a light so far up his butt, he ain't doing anything right now.
But
that's what I'm thinking. I mean, there ain't no way.
These weren't the only people that the FBI was playing these games with, basically. This was happening in other states too. Yeah. Haven't we seen some of them dismissed by Trump and his administration?
There was a similar scandal, glad you brought that up, in Cincinnati with a city councilman. It was a Democrat. Well, I think he was a white guy, if I remember correctly. And Trump pardoned him. It was the same, I believe it was the same FBI team that pulled a similar real estate developer sting. So I think, and President Trump, President Trump does not like these kinds of operations. That's very well noted. And I've talked to some friends at DOJ about a year ago that had said that like he is just not a fan of these situations. And that's kind of what Jody's talking about as entrapment emotion. It's like they concocted this sting.
That's what was ridiculous for Chokeway to come out in support of Kamala. Like, what are you doing?
Because I mean,
it was their FBI and their Department of Justice that did this.
And actually, funny thing. So I last night I read the entire memorandum and motion that Jody filed, which is like 68 pages.
And you make fun of me for reading bills.
Yeah, I know. Well, this is legal stuff, so that's what I know.
But these are laws that affect us.
I guess you're right. Laws are legal stuff too. Oh, anyway, good point.
Look, who's the smart one here? Come on.
That's it. So I read it, and at the last page, you know what he writes in there? He says,
a birthday card?
No. He talks about, he's mad about the indictments that we're constantly making jokes about the cows, and he buys, the P
whole
word.
DA. I'm a whole DA.
And it's called what that's called is a speaking indictment, which is improper. He's not wrong there. Well, he brings up the documents case, and he says President Trump. He's got a whole section about President Trump, and basically it was unfair that President Trump, and you know what that was.
Oh, now
somebody faxed that, or email, not fax. I'm old enough to say fax. Emailed that to the White House.
Somebody AI'd it and then sent it straight to him.
Oh, yeah, because he wants the Donald. He is angling for the Donald. When I saw that, he wants the Donald to pardon him. When I saw that, I texted Clay that last night. I said, look at this.
You think Jody Owens has ever been a fan of Donald Trump before?
I'd wear a MAGA hat if I was him right now. I mean, if you're looking at, a ton of time in federal prison, you're like, Yeah, I mean, I'd be like, you're the greatest ever, the most tremendous, whatever, like whatever Trump likes to hear. Yeah, I would totally
Everything
own
you've done
that.
is huge.
Yeah, it's huge. It's the greatest president ever. You know, Abraham Lincoln has got nothing on you. I mean, I would tell him whatever you had to tell him because you don't
Take
want
Kennedy's name off altogether.
I mean, I think that's why he put the thing about Trump in the motion.
Of course it is.
So-
Of course it is.
So somebody's going to send that to the White House, and because it's already been, there's an example, like you said, the Cincinnati case, where the same thing, and he got pardoned, and Trump. So maybe, and I could see Trump pardoning Jody before. Wait, I didn't say he's going to. I said before Chokwe. Like I could see.
Why would he? But you can't pardon one and not the other.
Yeah,
can
you could. I don't see why you couldn't. Sure, you could. You can pardon him. I mean, I don't see the reason you couldn't. I'd have to look that up. I mean, that's actually a good point. Now I'm like, I think you could though.
If it's the same, but it's the same crime.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you could still pardon him for that.
One of them was entrapped, and one of them wasn't.
I just, Chokwe, didn't he like embarrass Trump at the opening of the Civil Rights Museum during his first term and say a few other things about him?
Probably.
Yeah,
That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
And Jody fits more of the Trump, like he's, Jody's in the military, like he's a prosecutor. Like I could see Trump going for that.
He worked on the scandal, the TANF scandal.
Yeah, like, and I don't think, I think Chokwe's not getting a pardon. That's not
Is
happening.
Jody going to be called in the trial for DiBiase?
No, that's a federal court prosecution that's going on right now, and we can.
But I mean,
next
he
time
was
we'll talk about that.
But he was a part of all of that.
No, he did the state court prosecution.
But in the trial, he wouldn't be called as a witness?
No, he's not going to be called as a witness. No, he's a prosecutor. Yeah. So this is the actual, Davis, I believe, pled guilty in state court. I think all of them did. And federal court, I don't think DiBiase was indicted in state court, but he is in federal court. And what Lindsey's talking about is the trial of former wrestler Ted DiBiase Jr. Now, I'm not talking about the $1 Million Man. His son, who was also a famous wrestler, is on trial in the TANF welfare Shad White thing, right now. It's the only one that's gone to trial. But no, Jody would not be called in witnesses in that, as far as I know. I wouldn't think he would.
Interesting.
But but I think he was, again, I think he was angling for Trump to give him a pardon. I really do. I think that's why that was there.
Let me put my calls into the White House. Let my people know.
Now, do you think if Trump pardons Jody, how mad are people going to be, or they're not going to care at all?
They'll find some reason that Trump did it, and they'll praise him for it.
I think that'd be so funny. Like,
there are some people who are seriously brainwashed.
They'll be like, oh, no, I mean, he was president right now. He was right for Jody. I mean, that was a fake scandal.
Look, I'm not even going to lie. He's been right about a whole lot of stuff, and he has done an amazing job with his administration as far as the things I care about are concerned. So I am not going to hate on Donald J. Trump right now.
You just hated on him.
Well, I know I kind of did, didn't I? I mean, I think he's a little ridiculous, but I love the things that he has done with his administration since he's been back in office.
But so you think people here would sell it to themselves like, nah, the FBI really did.
Some people would.
The FBI really did. I bet I can have Clay's going to come.
I was about to say Clay Edwards would be sitting right there saying.
If Clay comes to me, he's like, Sean, the FBI really did get him too drunk. I'm going to be like, okay, bro, come on.
I don't know now. I don't know. Clay has stuck by his school choice.
That's true.
And I actually told him, I said, that just kind of makes me respect you because, if you believe in something, stand up for it.
Yeah, he has stuck by that. You're right. Yeah, I can't see. There's no way he could backtrack and say it's okay.
I don't think he could do that.
But you're right. There will be some people. We should write it down when the people that if Jody gets a pardon,
he's not getting a pardon.
That are big Trump people, and we're like, oh no, this totally makes sense. Like the FBI got him wasted. I mean, they gave him Goldschlager, Sean. Come on. I mean, what is he supposed to do? Not bribe someone?
Right.
I mean, give me a break.
I checked them out. They're not the FBI.
They're not the FBI. And that's
famous last words.
And everybody, that's a lesson to you guys. If anybody you're at dinner with or at the bar with ever tells you they're not the FBI, they are the FBI. So
don't believe them.
Don't talk. That's
entrapment. I say
that is my best thing I tell clients. Just shut up. That's the best.
Don't talk.
Don't talk. But I do want to get into some of the things about Chokwe Lumumba came up in another article, and then we've got that whole DiBiase like ambiguously gay stuff that's going on in federal court. Like that's interesting. Like that's a whole kind of thing that's been going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know who he is. I've seen a picture or whatever.
I didn't think you were into wrestling. I mean,
of course,
guys out there, we all know who Ted DiBiase is.
I know who The Rock is. That's about it.
Right. That was
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
He's not The Rock, and The Rock is not going to federal prison.
I know who Linda McMahon is.
You do now. Yeah.
Sure as heck do.
And we will talk about all that on the next segment of the Lindsey Beckham Show. Y'all hang tight. Segment of the Lindsey Beckham Show. Y'all hang tight.
.1039 WYAB.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us at our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Get ready, Louisiana! Johnny's Pizza House is turning up the heat with our sweet the swamp pizza. Packed with crawfish, shrimp, a taste of crab, andouille sausage, bell peppers, onions, jalapenos, and a blend of Cajun spices, all smothered in delicious mozzarella cheese. It's the perfect bite of the bayou and the perfect meal for any Cajun crave. Try our Cajun flip or dive into a sweet the swamp pizza bowl. A taste of Louisiana flavor is waiting on you. Let's share a slice today at Johnny's Pizza House.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Are you looking for a church family to connect with? One that will provide opportunities to grow in your spiritual life, as well as a chance to serve others? First Baptist Flora may be just the place for you. We're located at 102 Jackson Street in Flora. To worship with us in person, we have a traditional worship service that begins Sunday mornings at 8:30. Then our life groups meet at 9:45, and the Refuge Contemporary service begins at 11 a.m. We also have a midweek service every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. So come join us at First Baptist Flora, where we're making much of Jesus.
At Lakeshore Church, we believe the liberation of the soul is found only in Christ. Hello, I'm Jay Frazier, Senior Pastor at Lakeshore, inviting you to come and worship with us this week. We believe in the three-cross concept of ministry, the cross of salvation, the cross of separation, and the cross of service, and we believe all of these crosses should be evident in our lives. We're at 6880 South Sidewell Road in Byram. For more information about the ministries, activities, and times of service, go to lakeshorecmc.org.
And be sure to listen to Lakeshore Church's weekly program, heard Sunday mornings at 8 on 103.9 WYAB.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you will destroy your life. Listen to The Flatline with your host, Rick Hughes, every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. here on 103.9 WYAB. Join us every Sunday for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, education, all without manipulation. That's The Flatline with Rick Hughes, heard here on 103.9 WYAB each Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m.
What are people saying about Tom's Fried Pies in Richland?
Tom's Fried Pies. And I made the mistake. I ordered one pie. I figured, you know what? I'll try Tex-Mex. It was so good. Man, second go round, I ate the pecan pie. You will need a meat pie and a dessert one. It both because they are off the hook.
I went to Tom's Fried Pies today, and I'm going back. I tried the taco one, really good. When I go back, I'll bring some home.
Tom'sFriedPies.com.
This is Gary Bryden with the Association of Independent Methodists, inviting you to join us for the Methodist Bible Hour USA each Sunday morning at 7 a.m. We'll explore the scriptures, share insightful thoughts, and enjoy special music. In today's world, there's a lot of confusion around us, but we'll point you to the eternal truth found only in Jesus Christ. That's the Methodist Bible Hour USA every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on 103.9 WYA.
And we're back on the Lindsey Beckham show, where we've been talking about the DA getting drunkety drunk and some ambiguously gay stuff going on in federal court, right, Lindsey?
I mean, I have no idea.
And what I mean,
I know about education freedom.
Yeah, I know you know about that. What I've been talking about is the federal court trial of former wrestler Ted DiBiase Jr. That is part of the whole TANF scandal that had rocked the state about 6 years ago that Chad White had uncovered and wrote a book about subsequently that that we've all read, and some people hate it. Some people didn't.
Well, none of the jurors read it.
No, the jurors
that
nobody. That's right. You told me that.
Mm-hmm.
None of the jurors read your book. I wonder how many people.
There's like 60 something.
How many copies has the book sold? It actually wasn't bad. I actually liked it.
I liked it. I mean, the book was a good read. I didn't like some of the stuff it said about my friends, but
right, yeah, that kind of stuff. But others, I guess, because it was local, and I don't know, I enjoyed it. But so this is all part of this TANF welfare scandal, and where lots of sports figures were getting money, including, as we all heard, Brett Favre got money, Marcus Dupree, and the DiBiase's.
in Clay's voice, what about Brett Favre?
What about Brett Favre? Well, here it's what about Ted DiBiase? Well, we're seeing what happens with that, because he's on trial right now in the second week of trial in federal court in Jackson, where former DHS director John Davis has been on the stand for about 6 days now, Lindsay. 6 days.
Were they in love?
Well, that's the interesting part. All that's coming out of this, and I don't know, have you read some of this stuff, these text messages?
Only the stuff you sent me.
It's, y'all, it's really
been a little preoccupied.
I mean, actually, and in all full candor, I know Ted, and we used to go to church together. And I mean, he's a like
the liberal church.
No, over Bellwether. And I always liked Teddy, but he never. I just
Is that the one who said he was like wanted to take the kids to see?
Like God, well, he always spoke in these very overtly, like, people that speak like overly religious and stuff. You know what I mean? Like God's majesty, like, and they always say things. Well, he does talk like that all the time, because those are all the texts to Davis, and they are saying things like how much they love each other, and then they even combine their names. Like it's called DiBiase for life, like Bennifer. I mean,
Ben Affleck and Jennifer.
Yeah, I mean, it's
what's
like
Jennifer Lopez.
I don't know if it's like this close male or what. It's weird. It's just weird. I don't want, and
Maybe they're just like you and Clay.
we don't. We've never combined our last names. I can tell you that. That's never happened. I never will.
Well, because your last name can't really be combined with much.
That'd be difficult. I mean, like, here's one of the text messages. Your vision is so crystal clear and synergistic. I can never say that.
Who said this, John?
DiBiase texts John Davis. Your vision is so crystal clear and synergistic with mine that it's got to be illegal. Like, that almost sounds like
I would have thought that was the gay guy talking, because John Davis is gay, right? Allegedly.
I've heard that. I don't know. No one's ever like. I don't know if he's out or anything. I'm not sure about that, but I've heard that. Yes, that's the worst kept secret in town. Sure. Like, I think everybody said that, but there were all these messages they were sending about like just this closeness of their relationship. And that's how the money got transferred, because they were like brothers or brother and our father and son. I don't know. It's very, very strange. And I don't think they knew each other for that long, but here they go through one of the texts. Man, you got me excited with all those money bags. And that's from Davis to DiBiase.
Ew.
Yeah, and like, you can take that one of two ways, right? Like, is that sexual or is that actual money?
I mean, didn't they already both have money?
Well, I mean, Davis was a state employee. I don't know what his salary was. I mean, he's not rich. And then DiBiase might have made some money in wrestling or whatnot, but I don't know his things here. And then so DiBiase texts Davis. This is what I also found interesting. I have seen firsthand with my own eyes that a letter with the state seal and endorsement from the governor himself can do. What a letter with the state seal and endorsement from the governor himself can do. DiBiase texted Davis, according to a government exhibit displayed in court. DiBiase goes on to say, what is crazy when you put the letter in a quasi-educated, quasi-celebrity's hands, who generally and
what's quasi mean?
Like sort of educated, sort of, I think that's right.
Okay.
And sincerely wants to change the world. The doors of decision makers and gold brick shares fly open off the hinges.
All the yellow brick road.
Like a Baptist church when their 60-minute Jesus fix is up and they've got football and chicken waiting at home.
Well, they didn't go to my Southern Baptist church, because our preachers always went over
the 60 minutes. So, I mean, but they just, and it goes on. And that's like, there's just, they've been playing. It seems like this whole trial has been text message between Davis and DiBiase that,
Where did the news come into this?
The news were the part of the Family First that were actually distributing the money around the state. They're kind of like home base, I guess.
So I had a friend that worked over there in the office at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And this was obviously, I think Noah was a newborn. Mm-hmm. And they were like trying to give me pack and plays and just give me stuff. Anytime I would go in the office to see my friend. And I was like, what? How do you just give people this stuff?
Well, apparently they weren't giving anybody anything. All this money was going to like wrestlers and Brett Favre and
I guess they had
everybody else.
Some sort of,
that was the biggest problem of it. It says, so at one point they got a $1.2 million administrative budget from the U.S. food program, and $500,000 of that went to DiBiase to administer things. And apparently what he did was compile a Google list of food pantries or something, according to what the article says here. So, like, I mean, a lot of this is very confusing because it seems like he did some work, but then like, what did they contract him for? And I also wonder from a legal perspective, is that really his fault? Like, you hired me to do these things. If I did them, then am I guilty? Like, I was wondering that from his, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it sounds bad. This all sounds bad, right? Because it's welfare money and poor people, and we're talking about all that kind of stuff. But like, I keep looking at DiBiase's perspective, and I'm like, okay, did he do the work that you paid him for, or he didn't do the work? And that's why I'm trying to like wade through it. If he did it and you just overpaid him, well, isn't that your fault? Like, is that his fault? I mean, someone pays me, $5 million to do a speeding ticket case. I mean, is it my fault for accepting that? Like, they wanted to pay it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know. I mean, I think it gets dressed up badly because we're talking about like poor people didn't get money, and that sucks and it's horrible. But I'm just wondering, is there going to be evidence that he didn't complete the contracts that he was supposed to? But then that's different. But that also can push it into like a civil realm too. Like, if he completed some of the contract, then it's, then it can be considered civil. And it's kind of like Brett Favre, where he just paid back the money. So where that wasn't end up being criminal. So I don't know. I mean, it's a very interesting case. I think and I just got a text from Kingfish, but he and I were talking earlier, and he brought up that, maybe they have them on conspiracy, which I think he's got a point there. But so
What do you have to have conspiracy charges?
was it 2 or more people agree to do something illegal in an overt step? I think that's a legal definition off the top of my head. I'd have to, again,
Well,
I don't have the whole law book in my head, but
there were discussions about when the trial would be, and they kept saying they needed more time, and we kept hearing because they had so many other things that were going to come out.
Yeah. I mean, and then the other thing about this too, Lindsay, is so Davis is testifying for like 5-6 days now, and what's coming out is Phil Bryant did this. And so I got a question here, which I think is really interesting. And I was telling Kingfish about it early this morning. So Davis testifies and says that Phil Bryant approved giving TANF money to, and this is according to Mississippi Today, the reporting of what his testimony was.
Take that with a grain of salt.
Who I think Phil was already suing. So anyway, but this is, I think, from the courtroom, that Phil approved the money to go to Prevacus. Now, Prevacus was a pharmaceutical company that was developing a concussion drug, the one Brett Favre was working with, for like NFL. Yeah. And so this welfare money that is not supposed to go to a pharmaceutical company for the development of any drug is now going to that, and it's signed off by the governor, according to Davis. Well, what happens? My questions are: what happens to the money that the pharmaceutical company makes on the drug? Does that come back to the state, or does the state get stock in this company? Or like, what was the benefit to the state of Mississippi? And obviously you weren't supposed to do that with federal money in the first place. So that's a problem. But the second problem is like, where does this Prevacus money go? Like, no one's written about that. I'm gonna ask Shad, I think. Let's see what he'll probably know. I mean, I want to know what the Prevacus money, which I think the company was, what happened was the doctor that was in charge of that company, I think, took all the TANF money and spent it on vacations or something. And he pled guilty in federal court. So it didn't really work out. I mean, it was a pretty bad vetting there, Governor, there on that one. So Davis, and I think you're going to see DiBiase get on the stand next, eventually, maybe in a week or two. And most of the times, because you work with me, how I'm always like, the defendant doesn't need to take the stand. Generally, they don't. This kind of case, though, it's like rape and sex cases, you need to take the stand. And this kind of case, he might have to get up there and explain some of this stuff, because otherwise the government's narrative is you stole money from poor people, right? So you got to kind of explain that away. I think if DiBiase gets on the stand, he's going to say Phil. And then, because Davis right now is Phil Bryant said this was good, Phil Bryant said this was good, I think DiBiase is going to say the same thing. And so what do you do with that if you're a juror? You're like, the governor approved all of this stuff for the most part, or his subordinates did. So
people aren't as stupid as some people would like to think they are.
Yeah. No, I mean,
it's still, they can see through some stuff.
But it's still kind of legitimate if DiBiase didn't, if he actually did I don't know that he did. I'm not saying that he did, but if he did, then, and it was approved by the governor and the governor's subordinates, then what did he do? But now if he didn't do it, I think that's a different story. I mean, I think the larger question again, of course, is like, why did a wrestler get millions of dollars from the state in welfare money? Like, how did that happen? Well, there was a breakdown in the system somewhere, like, for that to even occur. It's kind of like the big thing about the Somali daycare, same thing, right? Like, how did these guys get all this money to run like non-operable daycares? I mean, it's the same thing here. It just went to wrestlers and football players. So that was a breakdown in everything that the state was doing. And so I think everybody's got kind of equal
But
blame here.
you keep on wanting to compare those two situations.
It's the same.
It's absolutely not the same.
How is it not?
How is it at all?
It was all public assistance money. They're the same thing. It's all like TANF grants.
And we had an auditor who put an end to it.
Right. But I'm saying initially when it happened, our situation was the same. People, like here you had white people stealing money. There you got black people stealing money.
Okay, so what is the governor doing about it over there?
I mean, what's the governor over here what was doing about it? I mean, he's a lawyer.
No, we had state elected officials who put an end to it.
Yeah, we did. Chad White did.
And there's one on trial right now.
Yeah, there's one on trial.
Okay, so when do you think Tim Walz is going to be on trial for handing out all this money to these daycares that aren't actually daycares? Instead, he is calling the people exposing it white supremacists, Sean. It's not the same.
Yeah, it absolutely is. There's 90 there's 90 indicted defendants. What are you talking about? There's 90 indicted defendants, most of them being Somali, in federal court in Minnesota right now.
Okay, are they the ones that
yes, they are the same. It's the same scam. We've discussed this so many times.
No, Sean, then how is it still happening?
Because I mean, apparently they didn't stop at all. But I mean, there's like 90 defendants that are indicted.
The governor is stating the governor
this YouTube guy was full of crap.
No, he wasn't full of crap. He exposed something that needed to be exposed, and it needed to be exposed.
It was already exposed.
It needed to be exposed to the population of the country because evidently nothing is being done about it.
It was already exposed, and I think it's funny. People like around here are like, oh, well, look at the Somalis. The same
I didn't know about it.
The same thing happened here.
I didn't know about it
with the DiBiase's and Brett Favre and all this stuff.
And they're in court right now.
Yeah, I know. And there's 90 Somalis that are indicted.
Then why are there still so many receiving?
Because they got to get them all. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about that.
Tim Walz is standing up there on TV saying these are white supremacists. They shouldn't be messing with our people.
More Somalis indicted in Minnesota than we have white Republicans indicted here for this.
I disagree.
We do. Anyway, we'll come back to that on the next or the last segment on the Lindsey Beckham Show. Y'all stay tuned. On the Lindsey Beckham Show. Y'all stay tuned.
.1039 WYAB.
Men, if you answer yes to any of these questions, you could be suffering from low testosterone. Do you have low sex drive? ED, always tired, depressed, loss of muscle mass, obese, loss of focus and drive? You, my friends, need to get your numbers checked. Check out Men's Health of Mississippi, located in Madison, Mississippi, and online at menshealthms.com. Guys, get your numbers checked today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. menshealthms.com. Men's Health of Mississippi.
Hi, this is Lee Atkins of Home Care Plus in Ridgeland. We are a proud carrier of Abena Premium Incontinence products. Abena has the most absorbency available, making changes and leaks less likely. After 7 years as a seller, I can tell you these products are amazing and worth every penny to quality of life for patient and caregiver. And we ship all incontinence products as well. So please come see us at Home Care Plus in Ridgeland for all the incontinence needs of you or your family member. That's Home Care Plus in Ridgeland.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico's Steakhouse has been a staple of fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in and experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Lime Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Grizz Nation, your Memphis Grizzlies return to FedEx Forum for Mentoring Night, presented by Ford and your Mid-South Ford dealers on Wednesday, January 21st. Arrive early to see your Grizzlies host the Atlanta Hawks at 7 p.m. with the first 5,000 fans getting a Grizzlies Mentor t-shirt. Grab your tickets today at grizzlies.com/tickets or at the FedEx Forum box office.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us at our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Our flag was still there.
The official 250th celebration flag is available at a complete flag source on I-55 North in Jackson. It's just one way you can show your appreciation for the greatest country on earth. Flags for all occasions. International and state flags too. Flagpole construction available. You can check it out at CompleteFlags.com. A complete flag source, I-55 North in Jackson.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
Need to ship something fast, print something now, or wrap the perfect gift? Head to the Mailroom Gluckstadt, your one-stop shop for all major shipping carriers. We pack and ship with care, offer private mailbox rentals, copy services, create and print banners, print your photos, lamination, binding, and secure document shredding. We always have a notary available, and we do gift wrapping too. Head to the Mailroom Gluckstadt across from Callaway's or online at mailroomgluckstadt.com. Stop in today and get it all done in one place.
Come together right now.
And we are back on the Lindsey Beckham Show in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness Studio. I know, I can say it. And now I messed up because I forget what the end line was. There like an end line? Do they have like a little brand
of Mississippi
slogan?
Studios?
Does Micah have a brand slogan? I don't know.
Well, there's about to be a new one. It's like MVP or something.
Oh, okay.
And so they're going to be changing everything. New flag, new ads.
Oh, nice.
But now it's going to screw me up because I'm so used to saying Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios.
So it's not going to be called Men's Health and Women's Wellness. It'll be MVP.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a lot easier. Maybe I won't mess that up.
I don't know.
It is possible. It is possible. Well, y'all, we were kind of wrapping up today on the Jody Owens entrapment. FBI made me do it because they got me drunk defense. And then the ambiguously gay duo in the DiBiase trial of John Davis and former wrestler Ted DiBiase sending each other lovely text messages talking about things like money, religion. What's better than money and religion? You know, Jesus would approve of that. And
then we were talking about
that's totally his thing, wasn't it?
And then we were talking about how, Republicans get things done. Democrats like Tim Walz just call white people white supremacists.
They get things done like this.
They like
economy.
to watch the city. They like they like to watch their own city burn, Sean. They like to smell the tires. Remember his wife saying that?
They get things done like tanking the economy.
Do you remember his wife saying?
What's working?
Do you remember his wife saying that she liked to smell the burning of tires from her window?
Oh yeah. That's
freaking weirdos, dude.
Forget about that. That's right. Old Tim Walz. Tim is not running for re-election.
He needs to go ahead and resign.
The Somalis done screwed him up. Lindsey. Like he is not running. The
worst thing that ever could have happened to him was Kamala making him her pick.
Yeah, because he could have just gone into a little Minnesota obscurity.
Kamala was here yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Well, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday?
I don't know. My days.
I sent you the ticket. We could have got tickets $100 each or $140 each.
Do you really think that I would ever show up at a Kamala Harris
maybe go to some
event?
conservative stuff I don't want to go to. I think you're going to go to some liberal stuff one day. Maybe go. I went to the Moms for Liberty conference.
And you loved it.
I mean, I have to go.
You made friends.
I listen to
no, you made
family
friends.
Values and don't help poor people out. All that stuff you like.
And you left there saying, "This is not at all what I thought it would be. Like you guys are great."
Well, it was a lot better than the goose stepping Nazis I thought you guys were, and you didn't turn out to be that.
Yeah,
that was a good.
Not
part.
so much.
You got to go now. I think it's just fair. You need to go to we need to find something really liberal.
No, because you people are crazy.
I mean,
y'all are out there.
Kamala. No, I don't like Kamala, so I really didn't want to go to that either. Like that sounded really boring.
They made a Kamala Harris Day in the state. I'm like, nope. We'll be celebrating that.
It is. Well, speaking of that, we will, Lindsey will be back on Monday and maybe she will talk about some more Somalis or school choice.
Or school choice. You never know.
Bye.